Hey, all right, there we go. We are live. I got Atlanta this weekend. Was watching a Instagram reel, and they were arguing about who had the better fried chicken. So I was just curious. So I threw that up there. Has really nothing to do with anything. But let's see. What are the options? I don't remember the options now. Popeyes, Bojangles, KFC, or Churches. Who has the best chicken right now? 25, 25, and 25%. So pretty even poll so far. But let's jump into the Atlanta preview. Got the Atlanta race this weekend. Little controversy in ARCA. We'll actually get to that in just a minute too. But if you're going by average finish, and we've also got a thunderstorm out here, so I don't know how long this is going to hold up. So I want to get through this real quick. Ryan Blaney is your best average finish at 6.5. Jimmy Johnson is second, but obviously not racing this race. Martin Truex Jr. is technically third, I guess, with 8.8. Ty Gibbs, although he's only run one race since 2020 with a 9.0. Ross Chastain fifth at 10, and then everybody else is above 10, but we'll round out the top 10 here. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, and Joey Logano topping it off at 13.3. Denny Hamlin 13.7, so the last one in the 13s there. Let's go to previous race winners. We've got Fast Willie B, Big Hat Byron with one win, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, and Ryan Blaney all with one win apiece. Now let's go to laps led because I think that's a significant indicator of who's going to be good at this particular racetrack. And with 270 laps led, Kyle Larson has led a ton of laps here, but has yet to cash in and get a victory. So he might be sort of on your radar. Hard to call him an underdog, but he might be one of your underdog picks here. 164 laps led for Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick at 163, Joey Logano 162, William Byron 154, 150 for Kurt Busch, obviously not in the race, and 126 for Kyle Busch, Truex at 97, the only one, and Ross Chastain at 79. Those are the only ones close to hundreds of laps led there. All right, now let's go to, I guess you want to go to top fives. Top fives, Ryan Blaney with 4 top fives, 5 top tens. And then Kyle Busch is going to be second on here with 3. And then there's a plethora with 2, including Alex Bowman. Corey LaJoy, there you go, for the fantasy game. Corey LaJoy with 2 top fives at this track. Denny Hamlin with 2, Ross Chastain, Martin Truex Jr., and that looks like that's actually in the race. A couple other guys who are not in the race have them as well. Let's see what MGM thinks about the particular race here today. They are laying the plus 1,000 for pretty aggressive here at Atlanta. Plus 1,000 for Chase, 1,000 for Joey Logano, and plus 110 for Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney. This is a pretty wild spread here. Normally it's like plus 500 for your favorites, but they're starting out at plus 1,000. So they're just saying this is going to be a hectic race. Where is Corey LaJoy? Corey LaJoy is at plus 3,000. He's my wild card here, and where was Kyle Larson at plus 1,300, so not a great one there. But yeah, and Ross Chastain, like I said, Ross Chastain was up in there pretty good in numbers, plus 2,200. So anybody's game by the numbers. Of course, Ryan Blaney is going to be your favorite, and like I said, he is plus 110. Let's see. Yeah, by the numbers, he's going to be your favorite. I think Chase Elliott, because it's a home race, a lot of people are picking him as a favorite plus 1,000. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this race. I got to think on it for a minute, but there you go. There is your preview, and let's jump into the chat and see what you guys are talking about. 33% for Bojangles right now, but this is a super close poll, one of the closer polls we've had in a long time. William Thomas, I think the Atlanta race will be between the Michigan 550 and the Super Speedway. Yeah, I think the racing is going to be interesting. I don't know how much the draft is going to play into it. Bumblebee saying, "Do you smell what bologna burger is cooking?" Hi, fellas. What's up, Roofer? Bumblebee, Bojangles. Is that gas? Yeah, I like Bojangles myself. Let's see, Roofer. I got BK all day. I didn't put Chick-fil-A in there. I guess I forgot to put them in there. You can only have 4 options though. We'll take the winner of this and put them against somebody else. Roofer, what's up? Let's see. I got BK today, says Roofer. What's up, BB and everyone? Never had Bojangles, says T-Van. It's pretty good. It's similar to Popeyes. Similar, but different, I should say. Cajun style chicken. What's up, T-Van? Says Roofer. What's up, Mark Barnum? My first two jobs were KFC and Popeyes, says T-Van. Hey, so there you go. You probably you either love both of them or don't want to eat either one of them ever again. When I worked food service, I either loved the place and wanted to eat there often, or I never wanted to see that food again, depending on where I was working at. Marco 7 says Roofer, rate my picks. Brad K, Joey Logano, Martin Truex, Corey LaJoy, Justin Haley, Ross Chastain was what I put down. Even had $200 left over. Hey, there you go. I like it. I like all those picks. Let me look up the only one. All those statistically, all those look good. Let me look up Justin Haley's numbers here. I like him just because he's a good plate racer, but I don't know what his actual numbers here. Which don't mean anything because it's essentially a plate race nowadays. But where's old Haley at? We're going pretty far down here. Oh yeah. Justin Haley, average finish of 19.9. He has one top 20. So there you go. One top 20 or two top 20s, one top 10, two top 20s. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It looks like Colleague recently, the last 2 or 3 races, has gotten back on track. AJ Allmendinger not good here either. Of course, Justin Haley only has 5 races here compared to the 6 or 7 for other drivers. And AJ Allmendinger, his one race here was not great either, so that could be the Colleague equipment. But we know Justin Haley is good at a plate track and with the resurgence in Colleague, so he would be the only one I would be worried about, BB. So a Bumblebee, sorry. So that would be the only one I would worry about, and whoever you would want to slide in there with that extra $200. But obviously, he knows how to get the deal done. If it wasn't for gas mileage and a late caution last night, he probably would have won that race in the Xfinity Series. Truck race was a typical crap storm. Austin Hill got junked in Xfinity. It's just the way it goes. They were. I don't think he got junked so much as they were just fighting over the same territory, and the lapped car showed up in the wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, he had a great car. I really wanted to see how it was going to play out without a caution there. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But Austin Hill for sure, really good. Can't wait to see him in the Cup Series very soon, hopefully next year. And hopefully RCR figures out a way to retain him and keep him over there. I'm saying Brad K for the win. Ford looks strong. From what I saw yesterday in qualifying, because we don't have any practice, the Fords did look more stable than the other cars. All the other cars were skating around. So whatever advantage that the Chevrolets and Toyotas have on non-super speedway type tracks, when it comes to super speedway tracks, whatever is going wrong for Ford really works well for Ford at super speedway tracks. So it looks like does look like a Ford kind of day, and I am leaning toward Ryan Blaney. I'm kind of feeling like going conservative here. On an unconservative track, I guess. But I like Ryan Blaney. I like Eric Almirola. This could be the track that Kevin Harvick punches a win at too. Like I'm leaning toward picking a Ford, and those 3 are popping in my head right now. But let me keep thinking about it. But I am leaning toward going with either Keselowski or Ryan Blaney myself. Let's see. We were going to hear Brad Keselowski won this race. I wasn't a big fan of Colleague and Big Machine just screwing Austin Hill over. Chevy may have cost themselves with that. Cost themselves a win with that. Yeah, I do agree with you. Once you get into the team politics and stuff like that, crazy outcomes can happen. But Merry Christmas to John Hunter Nemechek because he got gifted one. Matt Hunter hoping Suarez wins today to keep Trackhouse win streak going. Team owner was a winner yesterday in the Trans Am race, driving the number 99. That would be pretty cool. Daniel Suarez, not sure what his numbers are, but hopefully he can keep going. I know Ross Chastain's numbers are good here, so I know they have good equipment here. So we'll have to see. I prefer cooking my own fried chicken, says Mark Barnum. Oh, yeah, there's definitely plenty of other options. I was just wondering between those right there, it seems to be sort of a controversy. Not a controversy, but seems to be a good competition between those ones right there. Good afternoon, everyone, because I could put Canes and all kinds of other stuff in there too. Chick-fil-A. I mean, but those right there seem to be competing with each other the most, in my opinion. Camaro, what's up, man? Maryland fried chicken is really good. Also, says Camaro 50. I'll have to check it out. Last time I went to DC, I didn't do a lot of. I didn't check out a lot of food. It was more like museums, the Spy Museum, and all the 4 million air museums they got there. A lot of museums in DC, really cool. I enjoyed it. Roofer saying what's up to Matt and Camaro. Randy says, what's up, BB? Worthy of an Oscar, America. I appreciate you, Randy. SHR needs to poach Austin Hill. I mean, that would be a really good lineup if they got Austin Hill, Josh Berry, and then, of course, you've already got Chase Briscoe there and Ryan Priest. That would be a pretty stout lineup for SHR. It would be a good win for Ford for the next 2 or 3 years that SHR stays with Ford before they switch over to something else, because I feel like Tony Stewart is more fed up every day with Ford for some reason. I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes there, but it does not seem like chummy. Good afternoon, Bologna Burger, and everyone out there. What's up, William Wagaman? Howdy from the Great White North. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? Glock says, what's up, everyone? Roofer, Barnum, T-Van, Bumblebee. Nice to see so many OGs. What's up, Glock? Always good to see you on here. What's up, Arizona? What's up, West Coast? I started this one a little late, so the West Coast didn't have to wake up as early, by the way, as well, since we got a night race. Corey Heim could have future in JGR's number 11 whenever Denny steps aside. Sammy Smith, my Xfinity champ pick, should succeed Truex. I think you're on the money with that, Matt Hunter. A lot of people talk about John Hunter Nemechek's in the rotation. I think John Hunter Nemechek is more liked by Denny Hamlin, and I see him being possibly a 23-11 guy. I think Corey Heim and Sammy Smith are your future at Joe Gibbs Racing without question, in my opinion. And I don't have any information on that. It's just a feeling I get just by the way things play out over there. Harvick is overdue, says Robin Marks. Yeah, I'm leaning toward Kevin Harvick on an upset here, but I don't know. Sometimes he hates these tracks and just doesn't seem to even want to put effort into it relative to the last 10 laps. He sees where he's at, and then he tries to do something there. So I don't know. I am leaning toward Kevin Harvick, where he used to be the man at super speedways back in the day when he was with RCR. Now they just don't seem to interest him or whatever's going on. I don't know. Let's see. Everybody saying what's up to Gloctopus. Suarez is overdue as well, says Robin Marks. Yeah, that's a good point. Daniel Suarez is about due for one. He ran really good at the beginning of the season, then has sort of hit a slump here recently, but looked like he has gotten back on track the last week or two. At least speed-wise, not necessarily finish-wise. You guys see that ARCA mess with the Venturi drivers? Yeah, I referenced that earlier, but I didn't talk about it. So Dean Thompson got taken out by some dude whose last name I can't even pronounce. I should have looked it up for this, but I can't pronounce it right anyway. But that dude drove like an absolute D-bag. I'm not even going to sugarcoat this. He was upset with how Dean Thompson raced him earlier and just absolutely took him out. And that's whatever. That's your business as a race car driver. But your teammates, you don't do that to a teammate. I don't care how mad you get, because now you have cost the entire organization, everybody that put all their effort in. That you cost that whole team because you couldn't get over an emotional issue, and that is not a good look. And judging from the comments online, which is always dangerous, as I found out, it looks like he has a history of doing this, allegedly. So it looks like he's just a hothead and needs to get his emotions under control. But yeah, definitely cost Dean Thompson and that organization a good run there. And that's unfortunate, but it was complete crap. Watching Austin Hill last night reminded me of being in high school, being the only A student in a group with F students. No one wanted to help. Yeah, and even funnier, the guy that had probably the worst handling car of the top 5 ends up winning the race because the Chevrolet drivers were trying to organize a particular win for one side or the other. Let's see. That young kid threw the biggest temper tantrum ever, says Galactopus. I agree with you. It was nothing but an absolute fit. Like a 3-year-old was driving the car and wasn't getting his way. Is it worth a bigger team like RCR to run a third car full season without a charter? if you can get Austin Hill in certain situations, I'd say it's worth it. If you can get Austin Hill, I would say, yeah, for sure. There's a Maryland fried chicken in Dublin, Georgia. I have never been to one. I need to check it out. Let's see. Yeah, Arca was funny. Yeah, it was. I couldn't believe, like, I thought he was just going to, like, make a point and just get real close to him and race him. And then he just kept drifting over and pushed him into the dirt. I was like, that is so stupid. My gut feeling is telling me BK, says Roofer. You know what? I don't want to be the guy that misses the pick when Brad Keselowski wins. I feel like a lot of people are picking BK to win this race. I want to pick Ryan Blaney, but I'm not going to do it. I want to pick Kevin Harvick, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski to win this race. So we'll see what happens here with this one. Can I go 2 for 2? Probably not. But it was cool. I did pick SVG last week, so we'll see if we can keep the momentum going here. I'm going with Brad Keselowski this week. I think he's going to get your win. Can you see the future of the Truck Series from the ARCA race? I mean, that's true. The Truck Series is going to get rougher and rougher. Corey Heim and Zane Smith are our future Cup champs, in my opinion. Yeah, so Zane Smith's another good one. Which Ford team is he going to go to in the Cup Series next year? I don't think it's a matter of if he goes to the Cup Series next year. I think it's a matter of which Cup team he's going to go to. Is he going to drive the 21 or is he going to drive the 10 over there at SHR? Hey, BB, always get Maryland chicken at Myrtle Beach, says Brickyard Brickhead. Yeah, so there you go. I didn't even know they had them at Myrtle Beach. It's been a minute since I've been to South Carolina for a vacation where I actually get to pick where I get to eat. Normally I'm riding down there with a race team, and wherever they eat is where I'm going to be eating. So Austin Hill got no love last night. Every time he tried to form an inside line, no one would go with him. John Hunter Nemechek stayed there to sneak in and win. Yeah, that was kind of sad. It's like nobody wanted to win that race. Like everybody wanted to play it conservative. Nobody wanted to go with the 21 because they knew he had a faster car, I guess. Everybody kind of drove soft, in my opinion. Matt Hunter, SVG to the 10. Second choice would be Gilliland. Like, yeah, don't sleep on Todd Gilliland. Kleenex really needs to be a sponsor, says Philip Canavan. Hey, y'all, happy race day, says Say Kyle Not Cow. I remember when the trucks used to be the best series to watch. Now it's a joke. Sad to see. Yeah, I agree with that. Elite Precision made a great video about how the Truck Series used to be great, and now it is what it is. I think it was Elite's video. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, I 100% agree with that. The Truck Series used to be my favorite series to watch. Back then, they had veterans that had done this their whole lives, and they were just happy as they could be to be in the Truck Series. They weren't even worried about moving up. And then you had the young guys trying to work their way up. So you just had more respectful racing back then, but now it's just a bunch of young guys trying to work their way up, and all they want to do is use each other up is what it seems like every time I watch it. Obviously, I don't get to watch it as often as I'd like to because I'm helping out on the late model side of things. Thoughts on remaking Days of Thunder? I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to remake it. I think they're just making a part 2. And I think it's basically going to be like Top Gun Part 2. Where you have Cole Trickle coming in just like Maverick, and he's going to mentor the next driver. So I think that would probably be the plot point of it. What's up? I have a basketball game soon, but I'm wondering, do you got any good picks to finish in the top 10 or win at Atlanta? Yep, I can run them down for you real quick. So Corey LaJoie was going to be the one that jumps out at you. So if you want to go to basing this off of top 5s, Corey LaJoie has 2 top 5s in the last 6 races. So he would be sort of your wild card. But then if you just want to go with average finish for your top 10s, let's see, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Kevin Harvick are going to be your picks for that one. And I'm still on the fence about Kevin Harvick. I know I picked Brad Keselowski, but I think it's going to be either him or Kevin Harvick. I don't know. Just got a feeling it's going to be a Ford guy, and I'm probably going to get all of it wrong, so I don't know why I'm stressing it so bad. But anyway, probably going to be Keselowski or Kevin Harvick. Let's see. T-Van, there's still good Truck Series drivers. They just get overshadowed by the stupidity stuff. Yeah, I agree with that. Any Kurt Busch news? I haven't heard anything on Kurt Busch recently, so I think we're still in the holding pattern on him. Roofer, I'd rather have a well-written sequel to Days of Thunder than a remake. I'm sick of remakes, to be honest, says RJ. I'm with you on that. Bumblebee, hey girl, hope you're well. Zane is Ford's top prospect. Would make my silly season if the Wood brothers get him at Harrison's expense. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people are in that boat. I think Harrison Burton, nothing against him. I think he was just moved up too soon, and he needs to just get some more experience somewhere else. I think at this point, he just needs a change of scenery and some more experience. Sammy D, what's up, man? Hope all is well with everyone in the racing community. Let's have a good, great, and safe race in Hotlanta. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you on here as always, my friend. Hello, BB and race fan, says Joshua Jenkins. What's up, Joshua? Tanner Gray drove off into the sand trap in the truck series. He actually made it back on track. Great watch. I've done tractors in the mud. You got to give her everything there, Robin Mark says. I wanted Van Oss to have a better race last night. He is my hometown guy, but glad he got a shot in Xfinity. I'm with you, T-Van. I really wanted him to have, and he was running fairly decent. I think he was just biding his time. But unfortunately, I still don't even know what happened. If like they had a mechanical failure, if a tire went down. I know he got into the wall, but I don't know if something happened before that. But seeing him sitting on pit road, I was like, man, that sucks. I just wanted to see him have such a good run. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't. It wasn't meant to be. I'm worried looking at the odds. Fords looked crazy fast yesterday. Hopefully, they all wreck each other. The 21 is up there, so there is hope. Says say Kyle, not Kyle. Yeah, so not for nothing. Look, and I know you're saying the 21 is going to wreck, but not for nothing. This is the type of race where a Harrison Burton or somebody like that can pull the ultimate upset. Corey LaJoie, obviously, I threw that name out there based on the numbers. But we have seen Harrison Burton with some good speed at these restrictor plate tracks or super speedway type configurations package. And he has always had bad luck. What if this is the race where he doesn't have bad luck and he punches his ticket into the playoffs? That completely changes the 21 narrative. That completely changes the Harrison Burton narrative. And it completely would disrupt the playoffs as well. So I would be here for that kind of chaos as well. Roofer saying language to Joey Sims. I missed that somewhere in there. Fords have got a definite advantage over Toyota and Chevrolet on Atlanta. Yeah, it definitely seems like they're the faster car here. And that's the cool thing about That's the one cool thing about this next gen car. Certain tracks, certain manufacturers have an advantage. So just depending on the track they go to, what sucks about it is we have a playoff system. So whoever has the advantage at Arizona is going to be. If you're the other manufacturer, you're just like, well, that sucks. We're not winning the championship this year. I'm surprised Days of Thunder is getting a sequel. Says RJ. I don't know. It's like Hollywood has ran out of ideas. So I don't know if I'm surprised it's getting a sequel. I'm surprised it took this long to get a sequel. I guess I should say. I like your show. I think NASCAR sucks. They ruined the Atlanta track. Will not be watching, says Danny Moore. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have been NASCAR fans for a long time that are traditionalists, and they don't like a lot of the new stuff that NASCAR is doing. I'd say it's probably about, we did the poll the other day, it's probably close to 56-44. 56% of people, kind of like the stuff. 44% of the people don't. So it's almost like half and half. So it just depends on the track and what people are looking for. I think Days of Thunder, and neither way is right or wrong. It's just however you want to enjoy the sport. I think Days of Thunder 2 can be awesome. I got to do it right. Yeah, it's all going to depend on the script. Obviously, in my opinion, it could be better because they just spliced in. Like, if you ever watched the Days of Thunder documentary, they were running out of time, and a lot of that stuff got rushed and spliced in. They could actually make it better with actual real racing scenes with the real cars. Like, sometimes they'd be like, Cole Trickle spinning out, and they're showing the 26 Quaker State car. Like, all kinds of stuff like that they could fix visually. And, of course, just have another good story. I felt like the story to Days of Thunder was pretty solid. So just good writing and a good story, and then sort of fix that time crunch, I guess, that they were up against. I just saw what happened in ARCA. I have no words, says RC. Yeah, it was one of the biggest tantrums you'll ever see at a racetrack. I forgot a thumbs up. Did you do it now, or your favorite driver will have bad luck, says Robin Marks? Yeah. So if you want to hit the thumbs up button, it would be much appreciated. Speaking of things I forgot, if you want to get, like one of these hats like this, we have them right here. How do you copy and paste? There we go. So there you go. There is the link right there. If you want to check out not only this hat, but stickers, T-shirts, and other stuff. I think it's just stickers, T-shirts, and hats. Yeah. So check them out right there. Let's see. Roofer, they need to do it right. Better than Disney, says RJ. Disney has put out some crap here recently. Matt D had a good run, and Deegan ran well, surprisingly. says one wise guy. Deegan was running good. I think she got taken out while she was running good. But yeah, Matty D has his career around in the truck series. He might be a trucker for life. Bumblebee says, I'm indifferent on racing movies. Most come off as overproduced BS. I did like Rush, though. I liked Rush, and I liked Ford versus Ferrari as far as the newer racing movies that came out. Typically, they're either under budget or they just slap a name on it that's like super popular. I don't know. They're either hit or miss, including the documentaries. Some of the documentaries, everybody's like, "Oh, they're so good." They're absolutely, in my opinion, not good. Front row could be a landing spot for Burton. McDowell's mentorship might do him well. Yeah, I mean that could be an option. It just depends on how the Gilliland situation plays out. And not for nothing, some people think Michael McDowell's going to the 10 car. So all kinds of moving parts. Silly season's getting crazy. Who's your must-win driver in the next few races? Oh, must-win? Anybody at Legacy Motor Club would have to be in there. The 21 would have to be in there. Chase Elliott thinks he's in a must-win situation, but he's really not. Alex Bowman, a lot of people are like, he's in a must-win situation. He's really not. All those guys can point their way in. I would say Austin Dillon is in a must-win situation. Corey LaJoy. Other than that, like the way things have gone this year, I think everybody else has a good chance of pointing their way in. Bumblebee Shy, one of my OCs is Cole Trickle's son. LOL, says RJ. I'm a purist, says Roofer. Blaney's due. Yeah, Yugo 10K getting close, says old home guy. Yep, and like I said, I'm not going to do the Yugo. I'm going to do the Fiat because it is the next iteration of what the Yugo would have been. Of course, the original Yugo based on the Fiat 128. They just chopped the trunk off of it and made it a hatchback. Juan Camillo, but look for that when it happens. I'm going to go ahead and try to get that in motion if I can. Danny Moore, the Chicago Street Race was a huge undertaking. NASCAR is trying stuff, doing a lot, good or bad. They're very active doing stuff. Yeah, so they're definitely trying to attract new fans. There's no doubt about that. And I think they can balance it well if they attract new fans with things like that. As long as they go one for one, like we got Wilkesboro back, so the traditionalists are happy, and then we try a new track. I think as long as they balance it like that, I think you'll be okay because you're showing respect to the fans that got you here, and also trying to attract new fans. So as long as they do it like that, I think it's fair play to NASCAR. SVG, aka the Giz, is fourth in points down under. So there's three drivers. Three drivers that are better for the invasion possible, says Brickhead. I personally like what they did with Atlanta. I think it's going to age very well and put on some good racing where the cars get separated as it ages. I would agree with you. I think as the track ages, there's probably going to be like a weird in-between phase where it's not great. But as we saw in qualifying, there's not a lot of grip out there right now. So that's going to make for an interesting race. Even in the Xfinity Series, you saw the lack of grip making for an interesting race. Bumblebee, they won't admit SVG surprised them. And to me, I don't understand like what world they were living in where they were surprised that SVG kicked their butt at the Chicago road street course. Because to me, he's got the most experience of a street course driver. And this car is more similar to an Australian V8 supercar than any other race car that races. So it wasn't a significant jump as far as how the equipment feels. So, yeah, I'm surprised that I'm surprised that they didn't know anything about him. Like, to me, that's the most to me, that's a very telling thing that they didn't take him seriously. Whereas back in the day, like Dale Earnhardt wasn't going to like look at anybody and be like, "Oh, he's a nobody. He's not going to do anything." Dale Earnhardt looked at everybody as competition and stuff like that. So I don't know. Just a different generation. I don't get it, and that's all I can say about it. Hey, BB, do you think that we'll see more street courses in the future? It seems like Chicago was a success. We'll have to see. As far as street courses in the future, I do think we will see other street courses. I don't know if we'll see more of them. I think it'll just be that same date that gets the street course, and we'll have to see how the numbers go year after year. typically, when something's new, it gets the best numbers, and then the numbers decrease year after year. So we'll have to see how that goes. And that's why I said my idea of moving it around will always keep it fresh. That's how you're going to get the best numbers year after year. So I think they need to move it every year. And Kevin Harvick's on board with that too. He said, "See you in 5 years, Chicago," insinuating that they need to move it and not come back for another, of course, 4 years. EB48, I had to eat my words last week. That race was fantastic, says Roofer. Disney found a way to make Star Wars immersive. Hotel fail in under 24 months. Bad choices for sure. Says Say Kyle, yeah, they have a history of just taking really good properties and not doing anything good with them. Stallone was in. Look at what they've done to Pixar. Pixar used to be the best at making animated movies, and now Pixar hasn't put out a hit in God knows when. Other than Toy Story, which was they're just riding the coattails of the original Toy Story. When's the last time Pixar put out something really good? I think Up. I'd say Up was probably the last time I watched a Pixar movie and was like, man, that was a really good movie with original content. Sylvester Stallone was in Driver, and that movie was terrible. I haven't seen it, but that's what everybody says. I want to watch Stroker Race. I need to find a copy. I saw it a million years ago, but forgot it. It's on Amazon. So check it out, Robin Marks. That's where I got my copy. And by the way, Stroker Race is actually based on a book. So good luck finding the actual Stroker Race book. If you think finding the movie's hard, try to find the actual book. I've been a fan almost 29 years. I haven't had a single issue with NASCAR trying new things. I literally was watching the exact same thing since 1994. Would have gotten stale fast. Yeah, I mean, you got to try new things. And like I said, I think they can balance it out with bringing back some tracks that have been taken off the schedule as well. So as long as you balance it like that, you'll keep everybody equally unhappy or equally happy, however you want to look at it. I bought my copy of Stroker Ace off of YouTube, says RJ. Trackhouse is becoming a real player in racing. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. I agree with that. I think they started last year. Did Junior Johnson's kid keep racing? I don't know. SVG following team orders really kind of turns me off from Supercar. Says Eric Harris. That's part of it. That's part of racing, unfortunately. Colleague did it last night in the Atlanta race. So team orders, unfortunately, is just part of racing. But I agree with you. I hate team orders myself. Shane Van Goatsbergen says, Bumblebee, Kyle, my nephew just told me he saw a Yugo sitting in a garage north of Fremont, Nebraska. Too bad it's so far from it. Yeah, that's the issue. Like, I found some at a decent price, but just the money it would take to maintain them and stuff like that, I'm better off going with the Fiat, and it's still in the spirit of it, as you'll see when I make that video. But yeah, it would. I just can't find one near me. And even if I could, it would be so expensive to maintain it. It would be impossible to get that type of revenue as far as how the channel's gone so far. One wise guy, is this 7 weeks in a row? Weather has affected the races? I think so. I hope they think about moving tracks around in the future. Yeah. I don't know what you do in the summertime in the South because it's always going to be like some type of rainstorm. Chicago was a freak thing, but in the South, running in the summertime is always a crapshoot, especially for a night race. I'm still saying Six Pack with Kenny Rogers is my favorite racing movie. Been a long time since I've seen that one. Brewster or something. Bumblebee, his jokes must be pretty bad. That street course leveled the playing field, says Sonny V. It did, and SVG was clutching to get extra traction and save the tires, and that's something I was talking about, like experience. You can't beat experience. He just had so much more experience on street courses. He knew what to do there. We called it on this channel. SVG was going to win that race for sure, Roofer. We were on top of it. Do you think Toyota is in a scramble now that Joe seems to be planning a way out? I don't know. I don't know if he's planning a way out. He seems to have put Ty's mom in charge. So it looks like Ty is going to be the future when he gets finished racing. Ty is going to be the future of that organization. I don't think he's working his way out so much as Toyota. What I think happened is Toyota got upset that he didn't retain Kyle Busch. Whatever happened at the end of the day over there, that I think when Toyota lost Kyle Busch, Toyota didn't want to lose Kyle Busch, but they didn't have a seat to put him in. So that's when you saw Toyota buy up Legacy MC. I think at some point you're going to see 2311 expand. That's what Toyota expanding to more cars was all about, in my opinion, because they didn't want to have Joe Gibbs in a situation where he has that much control. I think it's more about how much control Joe Gibbs has over Toyota racing from Toyota's perspective than the moves they're making are to get rid of Joe Gibbs. I think they just want him to have less power in the overall operation. Race day dinner is grilled burgers and Checkers style fries with baked beans, says Bumblebee. And that's just my opinion, by the way. Nobody was like, hey, this is what actually happened. Bumblebee, does anyone actually know what ADHD stands for? Attention Deficit Hey Donuts, says RJ. Ford versus Ferrari was a great movie. Yeah, Ford versus Ferrari was one of my favorites of all time. Let's see. Randy Harrison, why all Fords in the top 10 except for one? I don't know. This is just one of those tracks that seems to suit whatever they've got going on aerodynamically. Stands for attention deficit, sit down and shut up. If you ask my mom, says Bumblebee. The first Days of Thunder was based loosely on real drivers. Can you see the same thing happening for part two? Like Junior, perhaps? I mean, I'm sure they would take all the father and son stories and weave some type of narrative. Like, I think that would probably I cannot talk today. That would probably be the direction they take that one. Oh man, you should see some of the outtakes when I'm making the pre-recorded videos. Last American Hero. Let me know if you want to see the outtakes down in the comments. Last American Hero, my fave stock car racing movie. I just recently watched that one. That one and Grease Lightning about the Wendell Scott story. I recently watched those, and they were both pretty good. They were made in like the 70s, I think, or early 80s, before I was born or was able to remember them. But I checked them out here recently, and both of those were really good. Any luck on Jeffrey's Yugo storyline? I have not been able to find a picture of that. I have randomly searched at various points, and I still can't find a picture. So no, and I haven't gotten in touch with anybody that knows where the picture is at. Ford versus Ferrari was fantastic. Yeah, it's one of my all timers to me. And I liked the Lauda movie too. I forgot what it was called now. Rush. That was a good movie as well. Somebody mentioned that earlier. I think it was Bumblebee. 2026 front row lineup: 34 Burton, 38 Ben Rhodes. Oh man, that's aggressive. That's aggressive, Matt Hunter. That's aggressive. I think Gilliland stays in there if he doesn't get the Stewart Haas ride. Joe Gibbs has too much control of Toyota, says RJ. Yeah, I think so too, and I think Toyota realized that when they lost Kyle Busch and they started making some moves to get some other teams. Toyota and Gibbs did not want to put the money, but yet they can go out and buy another team. Makes no sense at all, says Stephen D'Amelio Jr. I agree with you, but I think at the time the only seat open was going to be for a Toyota was going to be at Joe Gibbs Racing, and I think Joe Gibbs is the one that at the end of the day, it's all just opinion. But I think Joe Gibbs was the one that pulled the option and said we don't want Kyle Busch here anymore, and he brought his son up. He brought his grandson up. You'll never be able to convince me of anything different. Because I know for a fact Toyota didn't want to get rid of him. Toyota, that is their marketing tool. If you look at every Toyota commercial previous to this year, Kyle Busch is in those commercials. They did not want to get rid of Kyle Busch. They had built Kyle Busch up as a brand, as part of Toyota. There's no way Toyota wanted to get rid of Kyle Busch. And you can say at the end of the day, Toyota should have put up their own money. Well, Toyota's, whatever reason, is not in the business of doing that, but they have put up their own money to give more drivers more seats so that a Kyle Busch situation in the future will not happen. And I think the drivers that they're looking at that they don't ever want to see drive another car ever again are Eric Jones, because they went back and got him. I don't think they were happy about losing him either. And Christopher Bell. I think Christopher Bell and Eric Jones are going to be your future at Toyota, if I'm just guessing. Gibbs, top Toyota team. He is not leaving, says Josh Virginia. Yeah, I don't think he's leaving either. Robin Marks, add outtakes. Ken Adams also wants the outtakes as well. All right, so I'll try to find that last video and get some outtakes going. Ever seen Speedway starring Elvis? I got the DVD for sure. Robin Marks, so a poll. All right, so I'll end this one. Looks like Bojangles has won this poll with 29%, but it was a close, just like I was expecting. It was a super close poll, but I'm going to go ahead and end it now. And let's see, start a poll. Here we go. And there's a random period in there for some reason. I guess I hit the space bar twice. Let's see. We need a poll on what manufacturer will win today. BB Ford looks really fast. I agree. I think Ford's going to win. I'll throw that up in just a sec because it looks like 88%. I want to see me when I can't talk. So Robin Marks, SVG is ours now. Poll for the outtakes. Poll is up there, Roofer. Let's keep the street course days on the 4th of July and rotate it to different metros. Yeah, I think rotating it is a great idea. NASCAR has no precedence currently, like Denver, Seattle, NYC. Road America should have a cup date in July. Yeah, I think there's all kinds of markets you can explore with not only just the street date, but they could do like what they did at North Wilkesboro and refurbish a track that's already existing. There's all kinds of directions they can go with it. Like if you go to Tulsa or somewhere like that, you could run it at an actual dirt track, add some stadiums, seating and stuff like that. I told the nurse I was bitten by a wolf. Where she asked, no regular. RJ with the dad joke there. So in theory, car owners could do away with the charter system if they stop paying for them and just run the full season without. I mean, yeah, but then your payout is not as much either. So there's all kinds of aspects to look at. I don't know. Elvis, but I would love to see RCR run a non-charter. However, they can keep Austin Hill. If they can keep Austin Hill, Austin Dillon, and then Kyle Busch, that's not a bad lineup there. Elvis is the best. Eddie Murphy did a great bit about Elvis movies. Going to win that race. I need to check. It's been a long time since I seen Eddie Murphy Raw or the other one. What was it? I forget the other one. Joe Gibbs screwed over Kyle Busch like he did his other drivers, says RJ. Yeah, I mean, Joe Gibbs is not afraid to get rid of a guy when he thinks the talent's over with. Any Dodge, Honda, or Volkswagen Cup and rumors, says Old Home Guy. Not anything recent that I've heard, but I'm pretty sure they're waiting for the next engine package to come out. And when that comes out, whatever it may be, I think that's when you'll see somebody jump in there. And I think the two teams that you'll see think about moving are going to be probably Trackhouse and probably Stewart Haas Racing. Those would be the two teams I would keep my eye on. There will be some other smaller teams that'll probably go with them, don't get me wrong, but I think those will be the two big teams that you could possibly lure to another manufacturer. Jones will leave for a Ford team, says Old Home Guy. He might. You never know. But I think they want to keep him in a Toyota. Whether or not he's still in love with driving a Toyota, if he has bad feelings about getting cut for Bell, I don't know. Here is a crazy thought on the big tracks. What about making a rotating grandstand so you can see more of the track? Indy is my home track, and I hate not being able to see more of the track. Yeah, Indianapolis is, depending on where you sit, it's impossible to see the whole track. So especially the road course. So yeah, I can see your issue there. That's the one good thing about the Charlotte Roval. Wherever you sit, you can see most of the Charlotte Roval. That's what makes it unique as far as road courses go. Bumblebee, guess which track needs to have more races, more race sims? My home track, the Okanichi Speedway. So there you go, Okanichi. It's Okanichi Park now. BB, where did you watch Grease Lightning? I try to find it somewhere. I got it on. I rented it on Amazon Prime. They had it. I don't know if they still have it, but that's where I rented it. I don't have a physical copy of it. I rented it online. I could not find a DVD copy of it, so I had to rent it. Go Martin Truex, and I had to search around to find that. Go Martin Truex Jr. 19. He's got good statistics here. This is a Truex track. Delirious. Thank you, Robin Marks. Delirious and Raw. Those are the two famous Eddie Murphy stand-up deals. Let's see. Xfinity at Road America 27th. And 29th this month. So there you go, Road America for the Xfinity Series. Not a Cup Series race anymore, unfortunate, but at least you do still have the Xfinity. Late to the chat, but I think the 19 is sandbagging and will be up front when the green flag flies. I don't know about when the green flag flies, but I think before the race is over with, I think he will make some noise then. Typically at super speedways or whatever, he likes to hang back and let them all wreck in front of him, and then at the end of the race, he sort of slides in there. Eric Jones is so underrated. Talk about bad luck, man. I'm telling you, like, you're going to see next season what Eric Jones can do. This is a throwaway season, but even in this season, he's gotten a 13th and an 8th place finish in cars that are not even funded or factory supported from Chevrolet. If that dude can ever get some good luck going his way, I think he could be the next Martin Truex type guy where he didn't have all these really great numbers at the beginning of his career, But if Eric Jones sticks with it and they stay with him long enough and he gets in a good enough situation, you could see Eric Jones become one of the a Martin Truex type guy where he wins a bunch of races toward the end of his career. That's how I see his career going, hopefully, because he's definitely got the talent. Robin Marks, what do vegan zombies eat? Grains. So that's a good one as well. RJ Brickyard Brickhead says Myrtle Beach Speedway 2013 got an autograph pick from Tate Fogelman and his Apple Dumpling Gang pit crew. And now that would be a movie. There you go. Tate's still kicking butt. He not racing the late models in the Cars Tour recently, but he did race the pro late models and got a third place finish. I don't help on the pro late model side of things. I did one time, but was good to see him get a good run. He is a really good talent. He just needs to find the right situation. So hopefully he does. And he's a good dude. I actually interacted with him, and he's definitely a really good dude as well. I'm a fan of Ben Rhodes. Measured aggression, resemblance to Brad Kay, recovered to a top 5 finish. Yeah, Ben Rhodes is the one that goes not talked about for whatever reason. Ben Rhodes is somebody's going to get a really good race car driver, but for whatever reason, he keeps flying under the radar. Seems like Joe Gibbs is cutthroat, not very Christian-like, says Ken Adams. He's all about his business. I don't know how that lines up with the Bible or anything like that, but he's definitely all about his business. And when he wants to get off somebody, he gets off of somebody. Robin Marks with the groan to RJ's joke. I want Eric Jones to do well so bad, says Steve Van. I think he will once he gets factory support back. I think Legacy has done a lot of stuff behind the scenes to get a lot better, and I think next season is going to be the season. It would have been this season if Chevrolet didn't find out that they were going to Toyota. Man, it is really raining out there. I kind of get the feeling that Gibbs, Grand Spawn, and KB would not have gotten along. They seem to have gotten along before this started, though. They seem to actually be pretty good friends. So KB had to go. Only so much room in the stables, and I can understand putting the old out to pasture for the new stallion. Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing necessarily with what he did. I might disagree with the horse he chose to get rid of. If you're going to get rid of a veteran over there, there's more options I would have looked at before I got rid of Kyle Busch. But at the end of the day, he made the decision he made. For whatever reason, he made it, in my opinion. And he decided to get rid of one and bring his grandson up, and that was the one he picked. I predict 25 to 26 season Legacy MC will be running as good or better than Gibbs. It could be. I think they've done a lot of things to get better. I think they'll be on par with 2311 speed-wise, and hopefully they can get more consistent than 2311. What's up, everyone, says Josh Strickland. It wants to let us know that Denny sucks. So Josh Strickland letting us know Denny sucks. Once again, I want Austin Dillon to have good luck, so I'm not going to pick him, but I say he'll crash. Yeah, Austin Dillon at these tracks in particular, he either does really well or he wrecks. There's no in between at super speedways for him. He's sort of like Ricky Stenhouse at super speedways. Robin Marks, I am the same way. I seem to jinx anyone I cheer for, says Shy. Who would you think Dale Jr. puts in the 8 car next year to replace Barry? He's going to put probably Voppel in there. Jeffrey Earnhardt would be a cool pick. I would love to see Jeffrey Earnhardt in a Junior Motorsports or an RCR car, but for whatever reason that hasn't happened yet. But I think it's going to be Carson Voppel in the number 8 next year. That's just a guess, though. I have no idea, no clue at all. LMC needs to build around Eric Jones. I think so too. And I think Noah Gragson has showed promise. He hasn't had a good season this year, but he's definitely shown promise in some races before he wrecks out. He's kind of reminded me of the Jeff Gordon rookie year, where Jeff Gordon wrecked a lot, but he also showed a lot of talent and promise. And I think maybe toward the end of his rookie year, he showed something. Bones with a super chat. Appreciate it. There is the fist bump. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see here. Robin Marks, I had a bra joke up my sleeve, but I'm afraid it's a booby trap. So there you go. I saw Eric Jones run the Snowball Derby when he was young and smoked Cup drivers. Yeah, that's where Kyle Busch found him, and that's when Kyle Busch signed him. What's Davey Allison's kid doing? Saw a bit on a show he's staying with Bobby and racing quite a while ago. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about him. I didn't even know that he was racing, to be completely honest. So I have to look that one up. Shaw says that's awful. Cup Series should do one. Talking about RJ's joke, should do one street circuit a year at different places. NASCAR's Penske Series on the streets of Toronto this Friday, supporting Indy cars on Flow Racing for you folks south of the border. Yeah, I agree with rotating the race, and I definitely I check out the Penny Series on YouTube. So whenever they post it on YouTube is when I'll be able to see it down here. I only remember one joke, and it's dirty. Says Robin Marks. My jokes are awful. Says RJ, very dad-like. LOL. Jones is a generational talent. I think he's a really good race car driver as well. You, Kenny Wallace, need to do a couple of shows a year together. Says old home guy. If I ever meet him, I'll float it by him. I'll tell him that you guys got me to ask him, so I'll float it by him. He's racing for Marcus Richmond somewhere in the Cars Tour deal. So if he does that, I might go up and say what's up to him and throw it out there so he can say no. Shaw, we need to get on the Penny Series to race North Wilkesboro SRX on Thursday night on ESPN. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Thursday night races. That's going to be really cool. And I'll be able to keep up with them. And I'll be able to do the SRX and NASCAR. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. Thursday Night Thunder. Kyle loses his ride at Toyota instantly. Gained thousands of fans. Says like, dislike. Yeah. So that's actually the real question. So everybody does want to see the outtake video. So I will make an outtake video next time I mess up, or if I can find the outtakes from the last video. But let's start this poll. Kyle Busch gained fans because I can't spell. I'm so bad. God. Left Toyota. Went to RCR. There you go. Here's the options. Kyle Busch gained fans because he left Toyota, went to RCR Chevy, or your other option is I still hate him. So there you go. Let's see. Up. There we go. All right, it finally went up there. I don't know. I think the rain is finally affecting the internet here. Let's see. Past that one. Thursday Night Thunder says one wild guy. Yeah, I like the name of it too. It reminds me of the dirt racing back in the day when they had the sprint cars on there. Kyle loses his ride at Toyota. Just read that one. Let's see. Maybe if you had kids, they wouldn't get my jokes. LOL. LMC turned into lame, mismanaged crap. For sure. But I think they'll be okay next year. I agree with you, BB, about Gibbs cutting KFB, not Toyota. Bush was the face of TRD. That's the way I've always seen it. And I don't care what they say in public because we know that they're all about PR. I could tell you a story about that, but it's too behind the scenesy, so I'm not going to do it. BB, did y'all race this weekend? I went to Ace Speedway. Ace Speedway had a race, but we late model side of things, I was off this weekend. That Jones boy and all the races at Ace Speedway were really good, man. It was if you missed that race and are near that Ace Speedway area, you missed a bunch of good racing Friday night. Some of the best finishes I've ever seen at that racetrack. That Jones boy going to take Legacy MC. I'll actually. When I edit that video for the Speedway, I'll put some of the highlights on this channel because there was some good racing. That Jones boy going to take Legacy MC to the promised land. He already did last year, in my opinion. He got a win for Richard Petty Motorsports, Petty GMS, whatever you want to call it. It had been a long time since somebody had actually gone out and won a race for Petty GMS. The other ones had been like fuel mileage and stuff like that. Super speedways. Oh God, no, not Kenny Wallace. I think it was Marcus Ambrose was the last one that actually went out and won a race. Not Kenny Wallace. That guy irritates me for some reason. Says Shaw. He's polarizing. You either like him or you don't. Eric Jones is my 25 champ pick. Hey, there you go. I like it. Matt Hunter getting aggressive. I can't remember who did. It's lightning now, so we at any point we're probably going to lose power because every time it lightens, I lose power. I can't remember who did Denny Spin in Chicago. Was it Alex Bowman? Did the hack spin the hack? Was it hack on hack crime? RJ, Camaro 50, I give Coach Gibbs the finger, if you know what I mean. He's number one to RJ. This channel and KW channel has plenty of overlap. You will get there, my friend. Kenny Wallace he has a lot of content. He does a good job with his deal, I think, for sure. Quiet Cat, happy race day, but he is polarizing. People either love him or hate him for whatever reason. Happy race day, Baloney. Let's go. Melon Man says, Quiet Cat, the rain you're getting, probably the rain that came through here and flooded my Jeep the other morning. LOL. I'm trying to dry it out today. He says, Steve Van. Oh, that's the worst, man. I like your thinking. Matt Hunter Jones 2025 champ, says Joshua Jenkins. I've always liked Kyle Busch, says Shaw. Went to RCR and Chevy right now, leading the poll with 67%. Let's see. I bet BB snores like a moose in bed. I didn't used to, but I do now that I've put on the massive gut down here. So yeah, that has caused me to snore. Allison versus Gordon, the great rivalry that never came to be. Yep. That's definitely one we missed out on. I'd also throw in Tim Richmond versus Dale Earnhardt Sr. was another one. Jimmy Johnson pick with push. Jones by out. Jimmy Johnson pick with push by Jones by out. Kenny Wallace is funny at times, says RJ. A driver that has bad luck is Sheldon Creed. Oh, for sure. Robin Mark's going with Melonhead, so picking Melonhead for the race. David Niehoff, no kidding. I have no idea what he did, but karma hates him for sure. Tank tops, working on them, brother. I promise I'm working on them. Trying to find one at a decent price. At this point, that's not made out of paper. I can't find that Jeffrey ran a silver. I can find that Jeffrey ran a silver Yugo in VA, but no photos. Yeah, I can't find the photos. I found tons of stuff referencing that he ran one. Tim Richmond, says Robin Marks. Tank tops. Turrets, says Shaw. Thumbs up from a wise guy. Yeah, I'll get them, brother. If I only get 3 of them for every version of Bologna Burger, I'll get 3 for you. You just let me know what size I need to order them in. I think Bubba Wallace forgot to secure his steering wheel yesterday during qualifying. I don't know what happened. That was pretty bizarre. I did see that part. And then Tyler Reddick went out there and laid down a pretty good lap. So it didn't seem to be like team wide. It seemed to be whatever happened was on the 23 car. Did Melonhead ever drive a tank? I don't think he ever drove a tank. Maybe a tractor. XL for wise guy. I got you, brother. Well, that's easy to remember. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny Wallace popped up in this chat. He's inquisitive and knowledgeable. He wants to keep his finger on the pulse. Yeah, he stays active. He's got a ton of energy too. So I can imagine him just looking at all kinds of stuff all the time. But yeah, I don't know. But looks like that is the last question. So I'm going to jump off here. We will do the live stream after the race, no matter what time that is. So I will be on here on the live stream afterwards. But I think the rain is affecting the internet here. So I'm going to jump off here and catch y'all tonight after the race ends. Good luck to your driver. I'm picking either Kevin Harvick or Brad Keselowski. I can't make up my mind. So I think one of those two guys is going to win. I appreciate Camaro 50. Appreciate you, brother. But good luck to y'all's driver and catch you after the race. Peace.